Top 10 Nuclear Disasters. The world's worst nuclear power disasters. First of all, don't forget to like and subscribe, so that the channel grows and becomes an incentive to make more and useful videos. Number 1. Chernobyl, Ukraine 1986. Level 7. The Chernobyl nuclear disaster is widely considered to have been the worst power plant accident in history, and is one of only two classified as a Level 7 event on the International Nuclear Event Scale, the other being the Fukushima Daiichi disaster in 2011. The battle to contain the contamination and avert a greater catastrophe ultimately involved over 500,000 workers and cost an estimated 18 billion rubles. The official Soviet casualty count of 31 deaths has been disputed, and long-term effects such as cancers and deformities are still being accounted for. Number 2. Fukushima, Japan 2011. Level 7. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster was a series of equipment failures, nuclear meltdowns and releases of radioactive materials at the Fukushima nuclear power plant, following the Tohoku tsunami on March 11, 2011. It is the largest nuclear disaster since the Chernobyl disaster of 1986 and only the second disaster, along with Chernobyl, to measure level 7 on the NS. Number 3. Kyshtym, Russia 1957. Level 6. The Kyshtym nuclear disaster was a radiation contamination incident that occurred on September 29, 1957 at Mayak, a nuclear fuel reprocessing plant in the Soviet Union. It measured as a Level 6 disaster on the NS, making it the third most serious nuclear disaster ever recorded behind the Chernobyl disaster and Fukushima Daiichi disaster. The event occurred in the town of Ozyorsk, a closed city built around the Mayak plant. Since Ozyorsk/Mayak was not marked on maps, the disaster was named after Kyshtym, the nearest known town. Number 4. Windscale fire, Sellafield, UK 1957. Level 5. The worst nuclear disaster in Great Britain's history occurred on the October 10, 1957 and ranked at Level 5 on the NS scale, the Windscale fire. The two piles had been hurriedly built as part of the British atomic bomb project. The first pile was active from October 1950 with the second close behind in June 1951. The accident occurred when the core of Unit 1's reactor caught fire, releasing substantial amounts of radioactive contamination into the surrounding area. 240 cancer cases have since been linked to the fire. All of the milk from within about 500 kilometers of nearby countryside was diluted and destroyed for about a month. Number 5. 3 Mile Island accident, Pennsylvania, USA 1979. Level 5. March 28 saw 2 nuclear reactors meltdown. It was subsequently the worst disaster in commercial nuclear power plant history. Small amounts of radioactive gases and radioactive iodine were released into the environment. Luckily, epidemiology studies have not linked a single cancer with the accident. Number 6. Goiânia accident, Brazil 1987. Level 5. On September 13, 1987, a radioactive contamination accident occurred in the Brazilian state of Goiás. An old radiotherapy source was stolen from an abandoned hospital site in the city. Subsequently, it was handled by many people, killing 4 people. 112,000 people were examined for radioactive contaminations, with 249 having significant levels of radioactive material in or on their body. Number 7. SL-1 Experimental Power Station, Idaho, USA 1961. Level 4. On January 3, 1961, a USA Army experimental nuclear power reactor underwent a steam explosion and meltdown, killing its 3 operators. The cause of this was because of improper removal of the control rod, responsible for absorbing neutrons in the reactor core. This event is the only known fatal reactor accident in the USA. The accident released about 80 curies of iodine-131. Number 8. Saint Laurent, France 1969. Level 4. On the October 17, 1969, 50 kilograms of uranium in one of the gas-cooled reactors began to melt. This was classified as Level 4 on the INS and to this day remains the most serious civil nuclear disaster in French history. Number 9. Buenos Aires, Argentina 1983. Level 4. An operator's errors during a fuel plate reconfiguration lead to him dying 2 days later. There was an excursion of 3 by 10 fissions at the RA-2 facility with the operator absorbing 2,000 radians of gamma and 1,700 radians of neutron radiation. Another 17 people outside of the reactor room absorbed doses ranging from 35 radians to less than 1 radian. Number 10. Tokaimura, Japan 1999. Level 4. When a group of unqualified workers decided to put more highly enriched uranium in a precipitation tank than was permitted, disaster struck. 2 of the workers eventually died, with another 56 plant workers also being exposed to high levels of radiation. To make matters worse, 21 civilians were also exposed to high doses of radiation, and residents within 1,000 feet of the plant were evacuated.